So number one, we're going to cover, you know, what is TikTok? Why am I bad at it? First off, I sucked at TikTok when first started because I treated it like a normal social platform. Hint, hint, it is not. The objective of the ad in TikTok and how to get a user to watch it, making TikTok native ads, the anatomy of a UGC ad. So we're going to spend some time going over a specific ad and kind of dissecting it. Same thing for brand ad, and they are different. I did post a poll, so I'll check the poll before we get into those, and I'll spend more time on whichever type of ad got the most votes. We'll cover both though. Right now, it looks like it's neck and neck. And then I'll have some time for questions. And if any of you get this reference, please let me know in the chat. Cool. So first, TikTok. I'm sure you've been attending all the sessions. You're very familiar that TikTok is on the rise. You know what it is. Just want to clarify, TikTok behaves a lot more like television than other social platforms. You are discovering and channel surfing, and thus scrolling is the equivalent to channel surfing. It is based on psychodemographic algorithms. That means that it gives users more of what they like. And so when we think of TikTok, we kind of think of it through the lens of being a TV experience. We used to channel surf, at least back in my day. We used to channel surf from the news on NBC to QVC, Home Shopping Network. And I know we're talking about TikTok shops. Don't worry, I'll get into that. Then we get to ESPN. Then we'd see music videos on MTV. Then there'd be Bravo. And these are now replaced with news talk, music video shorts, like quite literal music videos, just cut in 15, 30 seconds, live selling, get ready with me's, and more. And my personal favorite, Alien Talk, has been taken over by my FYP. Anyway, how do we get TikTok to cooperate with us? So first off, TikTok really just wants users to have the best experience. So the best way for users to get the best experience on TikTok is to get them to TikTok, which is why the number one metric that we're looking at is sharing posts off platform. Because when a user shares a post off platform, it's getting another user on the platform. Beyond that, we're talking about sharing posts on platform, making sure that the engagement and the retention on platform stays high. Saving, commenting, liking, all those little buttons on the right-hand side. Replaying the same video over and over again means that the content was valuable. And then, of course, the famous thumb stop, not scrolling past an asset the second it loads out. And of course, I'm sure you've heard this today, users are watching a crap ton of content daily. The average user in the United States is spending 68 minutes on the app each day with the average length of 36.5 seconds. That is 123 videos per day per user watched, not scrolled, watched. So it's a lot of content. That's probably more content than we were watching back in the day on TV. So let's be very clear. TikTok's main goal is to deliver the best user experience possible. Does that by measuring retention and session duration. How many people can they keep on the platform and for what period of time? Actions that force a user to close the app are considered negative. And the viewers are there. And they're easy to target because they're telling the app exactly what they like. So why can't you get TikTok to work? Sad Pikachu. Because this is your target customer. They are skipping the ad as fast as humanly possible to get to the next piece of valuable content. They understand when they're being shown an ad the same way you know when you're seeing a commercial on TV. You're not sitting at the couch glued to the TV watching a commercial if it sucks. If it feels native, you might stick around for a bit. So that's what we're here to talk about. We want to align our ads with TikTok's goal of delivering the best user experience. We want to make sure that anything that we're giving a user doesn't force them to rage quit. And think of it this way. Ads typically suck. You're trying to sell something. The best analogy I heard was from Charles Tishner. If someone knocks on your door and asks you to buy a vacuum cleaner, what would you say? You'd probably say no, right? You'd probably say, I don't need a vacuum cleaner today. Now, how would you feel if they came back twice a day, every day, asking you to buy a vacuum cleaner? You'd probably say, just like Homer is saying here, I don't trust that guy, and change the channel. And that's exactly what users are doing on TikTok when they see a bad ad. So if you get your user to rage quit, basically close the app, what is happening is TikTok is saying, hey, these are bad ads. They're not really engaging. So we're going to charge you more to deliver them. And then you'll see your cost per impression rise as a result. And so the opposite of this is to actually please a user with your ad as opposed to annoy them. And you can see Loki is very pleased with this new ad that we're going to talk about. So how do you do this? First off, you want to make your ads on TikTok really native. So what I mean by that is you don't want your ad to feel like an ad, specifically in the first 3 to 4 seconds. And why the first 3 to 4 seconds? Yes, there's something called hook rate, which is what you're basically grabbing attention for in the first 3 to 4 seconds. But with an ad placement on TikTok, you are going to get a CTA, a little box with a call to action, or the product pin, if it's TikTok Shop, appear after that 3rd second. So the user is going to get what feels like a very native experience at first. Unless you screw it up with a bad ad, they will still feel like they're receiving a TikTok asset. So they'll thumb stop if it's engaging. After about 3 or 4 seconds, you'll start to see the CTA and the sponsored, and it'll be very clear that this is an advertisement and direct a user to take an action. And so what we want to make sure we're doing in any ad that we're doing for TikTok is that we are making it feel very engaging and very native in those first 3 to 4 seconds. So what we're constantly trying to do first, before we try to sell anything, is seed attention. And we need to seed the right attention because the creative on TikTok is so engaging and because the algorithm is so sophisticated at understanding what types of creatives people like. We want to make creative that qualifies the user. So think of this as your brand's pickup line. You want to make it good and you want to make it memorable, but most importantly, you want to make it representative of your target customer. You want to think through the lens of a user, not through the lens of your product. So first question you want to ask is who's our user and who will they engage with? What corner of TikTok is our user base engaged with? Because whatever the current trend is, I can assure you it's not as important as what your target user base is actually digesting on a day-to-day basis on TikTok. Imagine, I have a quick analogy here. Imagine you're setting your friend up on a blind date. You wouldn't just pair them with anybody. You'd actually understand what they're looking for in a partner. And so think of it that way in terms of how you're trying to pair your asset with your user base. You want to make sure that you're speaking their language. And in that context, what type of hooks and content do they engage with? Are they into cat talk? Are they into news talk? Do they watch music videos and motivational videos on TikTok? You want to match whatever style asset they're already consuming as opposed to trying to force feed your brand in. Once you grab the attention in that first 3 to 4 seconds, then you can start doing storytelling. So once you have their eyes, once you have their attention, and before your little CTA appears on the bottom, that's when you can start to basically transfer the message into a story that will actually set your product up to be the solution that they're looking for. The other thing to really consider when we're talking about TikTok ads, and I'm about to get way more visual, so thank you for sticking with me. I know this is like very text heavy. We want to make sure that we're showing how the product or how the solution works. TikTok's incredibly visual. People get really wrapped up in the narrative and the script writing. The visual interchanging every 2 to 3 seconds is vital to keeping a user's eyes engaged while they're hearing and reading. And the last point is the subtle nudge. You don't want to be like, buy it right now, sale, sale, sale. It comes off really salesy. And again, users really want to stay on the platform. This is TV. They're not like running to Walmart to go buy your product the second they see a TikTok. So you want to basically imprint in their mind that this is going to solve something for them. So I'm now going to play an ad. Let me see if I can see the Q&A or the chat. Okay, cool. So I'm going to play this. Please let me know if the audio does not come through in the chat. I'm going to play this once through, and then I'm going to dissect this every like 2-3 seconds. Of course.
Months. A hair loss secret I refuse to gatekeep. For months, I've been noticing chunks of hair every time I detangle my curls. I had no idea that lack of vitamin D in your body can lead to hair loss. A friend of mine recently told me that Black people have the highest rates of vitamin D deficiency in the USA. She recommended the D3 gummies from Black Girl Vitamins, so I had to give them a try. These gummies are packed with vitamin D3, the body's preferred form of vitamin D. D3 is preferred due to its higher potency, better absorption by the body, and effectiveness in maintaining healthy levels of vitamin D. Sourced from high quality ingredients, without the bad stuff. Just look at all these women raving about Black Girl Vitamins. You no longer have to deal with the effects of a vitamin D deficiency. Head to Black Girl Vitamins to grab your D3 bottle. While you're there, check out their bundles.
Cool. Did that play through? Can I get like a thumbs up or an affirmative or something? Yes. Awesome. Great. Cool. So the first thing that
A
we're
hair loss
noticing
secret
here,
I refuse to gatekeep.
number one, we have a very visually capturing asset in the beginning. Hair on a wall is something that's going to stop a user's scroll and feels native to TikTok because it doesn't feel like this is an ad.
For months, I've been noticing chunks of hair every time I detangle my curls.
Right now, you'll start to see a CTA if this was in app. So it's starting to become clear that this is an ad. However, we've already grabbed the attention, and now we're talking about hair loss. So when I said we're qualifying the user through our creative, this is exactly what we're doing. We are highlighting a specific pain point for this user base that would disqualify other people, meaning that the people who are left at this point in the video actually care to some degree about what we're about to talk about.
I had no idea that lack of vitamin D in your body can lead to hair loss.
We're making it very personal. We're making it about me as a creator. I have this issue. Therefore, let's keep talking about it. Please play.
A friend of mine recently told me that Black people have the highest rates of vitamin D deficiency in the USA. She recommended the D3 gummies from Black Girl Vitamins.
Now we're taking the problem and creating a solution with our product. Our product is now becoming the hero to this problem of hair loss.
So I had to give them a try. These gummies are packed with vitamin D3, the body's preferred form of vitamin D. D3 is preferred due to its higher potency, better absorption by the body, and effectiveness in maintaining healthy levels of vitamin D. Sourced from high quality ingredients.
Right now, we're basically handling any objections that a user would have against our product. Taste, ingredients, she'll continue to go on.
Without the bad stuff.
Vegan friendly, halal certified, green check marks. Again, we're talking not just with our mouth, but with our eyes. We're putting visuals up front and right in the center. Even if a user isn't reading this, it's implicitly showing like green check mark approved. This is clear.
Just look at all these women raving about Black Girl Vitamins.
Social proof. We're showing many users continuing to use the product. Everyone's having a good experience with this. You are de-risking your product as a solution.
You no longer have to deal with the effects of a vitamin D deficiency. Head to Black Girl Vitamins to grab your D3 bottle.
Subtle nudge.
While you're there, check out their bundles.
And then we're calling out the offer. And so you'll notice in that asset, that's Sam, that's one of our creators. So we are being very specific about the creator that we are utilizing as the front face for these ads. Because what people are doing, they're shopping and they're engaging with people who they feel like represent them or are their friends. It's exactly like setting somebody up. You want to set them up with somebody who's going to be able to speak their language, talk to their pain points, and understand them. I have this here, this is something we talk about a lot. Creator partnerships. We always want to create UGC programs where we're getting assets in kind, typically in trade for product, that we can edit and use in perpetuity. This allows us to make ads as we need and iterate really quickly in a way that feels native to TikTok as opposed to something that just feels forced. Let me just check on that poll. All right, so it was like 50-50. All right. Next, we're going to talk about brand, and I'll wrap here. So it won't take very long. It'll only take about 3-4 minutes. So with brand ads, which were super popular on Instagram about 4 or 5 years ago, they still have a place on TikTok. They just have to be formatted for how the user base is going to digest that. So like that's a fancy way of saying we just want to make sure that the ad is formatted in a way that's engaging to that user base. This is a brand called Super Rare. Their users on TikTok digest a lot of like motivational and like pump up type assets, a lot of like gym going assets. And so you'll see what I'm talking about when I'm saying we're taking a collab with Rocky and we're really applying and leaning into what their user base is digesting on platform.
Damn, Rob, come on! What's the matter with you? Tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
So you'll notice here, we got thumb stopping visual in the beginning by the track and by the eyes being mirrored by the creator that we were filming. And so this is a little bit different than UGC in that this isn't a narrated, hey, I'm on TikTok, this is what I'm doing. It's still branded. It's still a branded asset. But instead of relying on words or script like you would in a UGC ad, you're relying on sentiment, sound, and visual. And so what we're doing here is we're storytelling through visual and sound as opposed to through speech or caption. As we continue to go.
Damn, Rob, come on!
We're being very clear. This is about apparel related to Rocky. Obviously, you have Apollo Creed talking to Rocky in the sound. It's very contextual.
What's the matter with you?
And now we're showing that the people who are wearing this product is acting as a hero to them. They are looking cool while they're kicking ass in the gym.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
We're displaying the different variants in the collection. We're showing the full capsule. We're doing the exact same thing as we were before with vitamin supplements, showing the different types as well as different people wearing it. So we're having this element of social proof, but we're doing it all visually and with sound as opposed to actually like, look at all these reviews or look at all the flavors they have. And then of course, at the end, there is a visual with text. It's just in film as opposed to captioned. So it's very clear this is a collab with Rocky and that it just released. And that's it. I think that was right on time, Derek. You let me know if you can hear me still or not.
You're great. We've actually got a few minutes for Q&A. We just had a question come in from Michaela that I think is ultra relevant to what you were just showing. But that is a really, really great video. Love it. Pump me up, actually. Michaela said, I've had trouble with finding commercial use sounds because most aren't trending sounds. And obviously, I mean, well, it felt like you kind of put a couple of soundtracks together. I mean, you have audio engineers on your team. How did you come up with that? And what do you suggest for Michaela looking for the right sound?
So obviously, like that was a licensed product collaboration. So they had rights to use certain sounds from the movie.
Okay, I was going to ask about that.
Yeah. So that was with Rocky. So if you're like working with a licensor, they'll typically give you their brand book and any audio that is free to use. If there aren't commercial sounds available, you can take stock sound and you can layer in other things on top of it. A lot of what has worked for us is either using that TikTok like robotic or that SpongeBob voice that's trending right now and taking narrative that way. This way you're not speaking on mic or anything like that. And you can have that just do text to speech. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Love it. I'm curious. I mean, clearly, first of all, you have to love your job. Creating these types of video ads looks like a ton of fun.
Yeah.
I'm an enthusiast. If I could, I would maybe go join alongside you and just have fun creating viral videos all day long. But what would it be like to work with you? When should somebody reach out to Everything Bagel and look to work with you?
Yeah. So like if you're feeling stuck at all in your direct to consumer operation, that's typically when people reach out to us. We tend to take like more of like a business orientation on this. Check us out, everythingbagel.com. You can book a call with us. Like we're pretty personal. We're not like this mega agency. We really dive into each business and try to diagnose what's happening, what levers we can pull to make immediate impact. So.
Do they need their own content? How much of a budget might they need to start working with you?
Yeah, so we work with a variety of different budgets. We're fee plus commission based. So like we're there to generate revenue alongside you as opposed to just meter your spend on a specific platform. That said, we tend to start by taking any assets that a client may have and just start editing it and layering in our creator team on top of it. So we'll take our creator team, they'll do some like face on camera stuff, and then we'll take your B-roll and kind of edit that in to make more TikTok native assets.
I love it. And of course, you were showing a lot of TikTok ad content. Well, I'm curious on what your take on TikTok Shop is, and if you've started incorporating Shop specific stuff.
Yeah, Shop is really interesting. Again, like users love staying on the platform. This is the biggest pain point and strength of TikTok, is that the user retention and engagement is so high. So from an ad standpoint, it's been tough because you're trying to get somebody to do something they don't want to do, which is go to your website. So TikTok Shops is the answer to that, by having somebody stay on platform through an ad and shop natively.
I love it. And you even in the poll I saw you created here, you asked, what do you want more, brand or UGC? And in our closing keynote, we'll actually talk a lot about the power of UGC. You showed some incorporation of it, but I mean, yeah, and we talked a little bit about it, but what the movement of adding UGC, and what do you think about it, and what do you look for in a good piece of UGC to like intertwine into an ad or even promote independently?
Yeah, it sounds kind of weird, but like if the creator is able to get out of their own way, so if the creator is able to really just speak directly to an audience authentically and not be so concerned about themselves, yeah, that's like the best way.
I like that term.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
That's the thought. Like it's just, yeah.
That's awesome. I see Pearson and Brian commenting here on. I mean, I think obviously when you're doing something professional, I mean, you're running an ad, you want to make sure you're compliant. So don't be ripping anything off, for sure. Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on sampling different musics, or do you want to give us some legal advice really quick?
Not at all. Definitely no. It's been a gray area. There have been certain lawsuits filed. It's still being like litigated. It's just so try to play it safe where you can. If you have a licensed product, then it's a little bit safer for you to lean into certain things. Obviously, like if you're working with an artist on a brand, like that's a totally different story. But yeah, it's not a must to use a trending sound in order to get a hook.
Awesome. All right. With that, Gabriel, we'll end here. We're going to go into our next session here on the marketing track with Recharm. You'll have to go up to sessions and click on the next one. Or, of course, there is live on the other stage, the brand interview with Mike Geld and Lisa Guerrera. I'm not trying to tell you to leave me. I'd love it if you stayed here. But if you wanted to see that session as well, you're welcome to head over there. What Gabriel did was told us how to create the content. What we're going to hear in the next session is how to organize and repurpose that content in multiple different ways with the team from Recharge, who are experts at what we might call a content management system, which I'm sure you're very familiar, Gabriel, with. A lot of people's content management system right now is Dropbox or Google Drive or something like that. And so there's some more robust ways to put together video content and make a lot of different creations and connections there. Gabriel, thanks so much. Absolute pleasure having you. Love the content. Clearly a true talent in viral video creation. I am sure we'll be seeing tons of your videos in the future, especially if we are scrolling through our TikTok feeds.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.